mentioned the high damage, the high damage combo of side light down light into gravity cancel neutral sig. It's huge. It's a lot of damage and a very strong kill combo or kill option. But anyway, right off the bat, ithrow looking extremely good, getting a lot of this hammer damage off the stomp combos, and Cake getting the response finally with these guitars. But bonks his head under the stage and just barely finds his way back onto that wall. I think he had one more jump left, and if ithrow was managed to pressure him that point, that could have been a very early game.
So much happened in those first 30 seconds. I'm almost a little confused at how these two players went from such strong momentum swings between each other over and over again. ithrow took such an early lead at the beginning. As soon as Cake managed to get the weapon,
stomp side air, stomp side light,
right
into side air.
And then Cake immediately turned around with a quick guitar string, almost gimping ithrow after stuffing the recovery. ithrow turned it back around on Cake, and then it was.
It's that early aggression.
Oh yeah.
I mean, finding that early momentum is huge, and now both Cake finding a kill, like completely evened up stocks. I mean, this is like fresh. It's almost like the game started all over again.
And they both killed off that side of the stage. They know to utilize that part of Blackguard to get themselves in a position. Cake is now weapon guarding ithrow a ton. Both of these players really value their weapons. You saw that when Cake was struggling and dying when ithrow had the weapon advantage, and now Cake is just keeping ithrow off the stage, taking every single weapon ithrow can get. And ithrow is just jumping around. He's hardly even trying to counterattack Cake. Finally gets the weapon. Now he's going to start feeling a little bit more confident. But with both players having a weapon, I'm really curious to see who's going to take the slight advantage here. Cake's got the spear, and ithrow with the sword.
You gotta really respect what ithrow is doing there. I mean, on one hand, you kind of want to see people go in with unarmed when they don't have a weapon, and their opponent's just weapon starving them. You want to see them go for those unarmed plays. But on the other hand, Cake is a top-tier player.
Cake's recovery got stuffed. He tried to get that down like gravity cancel neutral like you mentioned earlier, but was unable. It does have a dodge frame. It's certainly not a true combo. ithrow knows that. He's dodging those downlines every single time. Now Cake at a bit of a disadvantage. Goes for a downlight into Nair and can't get the connection. Good guitar neutral light stopping the side air from hitting him, but he's still got to get that kill, and that recovery is going to do it. Neck and neck game between these two. Cake has only taken a little bit of damage.
ithrow on his last stock now. Cake with the weapon advantage. Not going to be able to stuff that weapon out, and ithrow's going to find a hammer, and that's going to be the weapon he was very successful with at the very beginning of this match.
Yes, at the beginning, but I think this is ithrow's weakest weapon against Cake right now. I think his sword has looked a little bit better. ithrow really was stronger with the hammer when Cake didn't have a weapon, and Cake was really just struggling to find any options. But you can see ithrow throwing the hammer out for the sword. He definitely feels better with the sword against Cake.
One way or another, Cake does have a lot of range with the spear. He's holding those neutral lights, getting those little jabbing movements. Oh, the neutral sig coming out, but ithrow times that dodge perfectly. And now
I think it's interesting that Cake keeps going for that. I see it more as
he's got ithrow in the red, and that will at least if it doesn't kill, it'll put him way out of bounds, and it'll.
But a side air will accomplish the same thing, and it's got a smaller dodge window.
But it's got much less force off of it.
I think with the Queen Nine, that has about an equal chance of killing at these health levels, especially when you're on the left side of Blackguard Keep. Like I understand Queen 9 is some great sig.
Are some of the earliest killing.
Was all he needed. Cake takes game one.
It's all situational, and he found the right one.
As we go into game two, ithrow. He's got the focus. Cake just wants to keep his hands on. Well, I'm telling you guys right now, the person who wins BCX is the one who managed to keep their hands the most warm. I saw Daiku and Effie like trading hand warmers under the table. Daiku was like, "What happened to your hand warmers?" He's like, "I had to give them out to XXX people."
He said he had a bag of about 30 or so hand warmers. Like
there's some intense trading going on.
What do you call them? Danish hunting hand warmers, where they last for like 10 hours.
Hunting. Yeah, over here it's mostly for like skiing and snowboarding. but
I'm sure there's hunting him.
like, I'm not calling him drugs, but there's some sneaky trades going on down here in the venue. Hopefully, Cake managed to grab some as we go into game 2, or ithro.
ithro making a swap to Hattori as well. He's going to be opting for that spear play rather than the hammer play this time around. Sticking with the sword, of course, a weapon that is kind of iconic to NA and the NA metas from past and present.
ithro, he was really pushing Cake out with those side lights. Cake had to rely on a weapon throw to interrupt and got in the dodge. Looked for a gravity cancel downlight after his side light, but ithro was still down on the ground. ithro, who's really well known for using wake-up gravity cancels against his opponents to try to throw them off so that, you know, A, he can get that counter attack, but B, it's definitely not that dodge read that a lot of people tend to expect. But now ithro doesn't have a weapon. Cake can recognize that. He's going to be looking to get that nair on ithro, but still can't find it. Gravity cancel neutral sig is extremely dangerous. And ithro manages to land a recovery, but doesn't get the full hit, which I think would have killed.
Such a risky hit. It would have killed. I believe it kills the earliest of any signature in the game at 120.
No, I'm talking about the recovery, which
I thought you were talking about the neutral stick.
ithro dropped, and it's unfortunate for him because that would have killed, and instead he had to opt for the side air, which wasn't going to do enough force.
Oh, Cake finding the side air, though, and that's going to be the first kill of the game. Cake taking advantage, but still very deep in the red, so that is going to put him in a precarious position. He still has to be very careful. ithro looking for that side sig, the unarmed side sig, the haymaker, throwing it out and just not finding the connection. Cake going for the spear play, finding the neutral sig option this time around.
ithro's dodge came out, and Cake absolutely saw the opportunity. He knew he'd land that neutral sig without the dodge.
Well, it's the opportunity to charge. They made the change not that long ago to be able to charge gravity canceled signatures, just so you for the mix-up potential, and in that moment, it just benefited him immensely.
A recovery after the downlight. I don't know if that was just a misinput, or maybe his dodge was on cooldown, because it is a bit of an unorthodox move selection, and that's the same button you're going to be looking for that neutral sig. I think it wasn't what he was trying to get, but it worked out quite well. And now Cake is struggling to get back on the stage. ithro doing such a good job at just sidelighting every time Cake gets back, as he was doing before. Last time he did it, though, Cake put in a weapon throw to get back on stage, and I want to see that again, but instead ithro's going to get that ground pound and take the stock. ithro with an advantage here.
It's his first real lead in terms of stocks in the set, and this is going to maybe create a different dynamic for him coming up. He's been very clean on the sword play so far.
Ooh, good ground pound. It looked like he let it go right before it was going to hit ithro. But I
saw that he didn't have the angle while ithro was on the wall, and I don't think he thought that ithro was going to fall off of it. So he canceled it right as ithro came off. If he dedicated just a split hair longer, that would have been a hit.
Oh, and Cake is falling into those side lights again. He's got to get in some of those weapon throws to interrupt ithro. ithro managing to land that neutral light. ithro's looking so much better, and Cake is just falling into his moves. I think Cake needs to be a little bit more careful. He's going to swap out, pick the spear back up. He manages to get that down sig. Going to be looking to take his lead back, and I will say a Queen Nai against a Hattori is probably what you want to be looking for to take any sort of lead back.
Oh, ithro now with map control. A big part of this map, playing Great Hall, is map control. Holding that center stage allows you to attack people on top of all the platforms around, use them as something of a shield because they can't get any weapon throws, and it makes it a lot harder for them to get through back down to that main stage portion of the map. Cake with the spear looking for that anti-air option. It's not going to connect. ithro doing a little bit of a push, getting little damage here and there, which is going to be the biggest thing he can do against the high defense of Queen Nai.
Some really interesting shadow stepping coming out from both players. Cake looks like he's really struggling to figure out the scene against ithro, because right now he just keeps running into ithro's sidelights after the shadow steps. Like, he's not being able to react in time, and ithro's going to get the downlights there for the kill going into game 3, and it really looks like a different match, because ithro's plan in this set is just, you know, shadow step around, get in a side light. If Cake is off stage, wait for him to come back, get in a side light.
It's finding that chip damage, you know?
When Cake lands on the stage, get in a side light. The side lights are so powerful.
It's the little damage. It all adds up in the end.
And Cake needs to not allow that to happen.
I mean, Cake has the benefit of big hits. High force, displacing ithrow and forcing him into bad situations off stage. Ithrow has the speed advantage on stage, where he can find those little hits, those little jumps, using shadow stepping, dash movements, dash jumps to get in.
And he can, but I think a lot of the problem right now is Cake's getting a little greedy, and he's just running into ithrow's attacks. And I know Cake can you know, find a better way to approach ithrow. We saw him use the intelligent weapon throw in the chase dodge.
Swapping to Mirage. Another scythe swap out from another pro player. First Starlight, now Cake.
Yeah, which I think is interesting. He wasn't really feeling the guitars as much, I don't think, in any of the sets. It was really all about that spear. It's really a question of how good does he feel with the scythe, which, again, you're going to need a lot of practice to really get in the optimal scythe strings that you're going to be looking for. Or Cake could really just stick to the spear itself, and maybe he's going to be feeling better about the signatures that Mirage has. He's getting in those down stairs.
In the stats. I mean, it's a similar strength stat. You have much less defense than Queen Nai does, of course. But you have more movement speed and more dexterity, so that gives you a little bit more room to work with Spear in trying to get those combos out, of course.
But I will say, right off the bat, he's looking much better. Manages to get the big string on ithrow, I should say, using the spear. And now ithrow and Cake are going to start spear dittoing against each other. Cake managed to get the side light, but he goes for a spot dodge. Isn't going to find a dodge read off of that. ithrow looking for his own dodge read as he dodges in and tries to get the reverse side light. No dice from either of these players, and now it's going to start being a sword versus scythe matchup. But ithrow's the one with the weapon. Cake manages to pick up his scythe. Side light into neutral light. He does get the dodge read, but doesn't get a follow-up after the initial neutral light. I was looking for the Nair into Sair combo, but Cake didn't have it. I think that's just a matter of
the dodge read setup was there. It was he had it perfectly. He just didn't have the distance, the chase to get that the finisher in tow. But the gravity cancel down signature, very unusual, but it works. And ithrow is going to be finding that first kill onto Cake, and now stocks all evened up. ithrow a little bit behind this time around again.
It would have been an odd option coming out from ithrow, but it worked in his favor. And now Cake's going to be looking to try to even it out. Yeah, there you go. He's got the full stock. It's not an even out.
It's a lead take.
Is what I was going for.
That's taking a lead, and now he's full stock up. I mean, that's a pretty fresh second stock, and you can make so much with that. You can take all the risks in the world as long as you're not getting gimped.
Well, yeah, you still got to be careful. It's very easy for a lot of these players to think, hey, I've got a big stock lead. I can be a little more aggressive. But you saw how powerful ithrow was when Cake was being over-aggressive, when Cake was running onto the stage. And shadow stepping for days, guys. Just go around and wait for the opportune moment. ithrow is really taking his time, and he's being rewarded. Cake is getting maybe a little bit impatient. He's running into some of those side lights and down lights. Cake's gotta slow down his roll. ithrow now with that dash jump into side air. Cake at a loss for options manages to get the nair, and now ithrow going in for that side stick. Cake switches out for the scythe. I want to see him use some of those max rage downlights against ithrow as he's hanging around in that sort of zone that he's been more comfortable with against Cake's guitars. Ooh, and Cake is unable to hit the platform, doesn't land on it, goes around it. He's going to fall to his death. ithrow's only in the yellow. That's that comeback I was talking about. ithrow's probably feeling much better, and now Cake maybe losing a little bit of nerve. He's got to be careful.
I mean, the mentality is what it's going to be coming down to. Both of these players are fantastic players. Cake and ithrow have been going back and forth, going at it. Cake taking the first game, ithrow taking the second game, Cake taking an early lead, and ithrow just bringing it back. It just shows the caliber of these players coming against each other right now, and now Cake trying to get an advantage with the scythe, getting the read as well into that neutral, into the side stick, taking it down, and that's going to be 2 games for Cake with the Mirage pick. That was a scythe finisher.
Nice.
That was a great read.
It was really good.
That was
he managed to get just a little bit of a string and basically read exactly where ithrow was going to land. Get that side stick, max range off the left side of the stage. That was a guaranteed kill, and Cake certainly pulled it out.